there's a coupon code. You'll take that coupon code, go to my website, book a session, 30-minute session. When you do that, there's a place for the coupon code. You'll put that in there and it'll take away the fee. Email me if you haven't done that and I'll walk you through it and get you all set up. Got four more waiting. Middle. Okay. Cool, cool, cool. All right. So if you guys just want to drop down in the chat room and just kind of put on there, what your expectations are, this helps me as I'm reading through it and also helps me, do a better job as we go through all the stuff today. And I think it's just kind of like the universe has said, hey, no, I'm looking for this to happen. If you guys don't have water, something's moving in my house. If you guys don't have water, make sure you stay hydrated today. All right. Hey, Aiden, how are you?
Good to see you. Hello, hello.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Thank you for joining, sir. All
Thanks
right.
for having me.
36, 36. Bum, 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 bum. Sunny, beautiful Panama Beach. I'm missing my Naples, my friends. I'm missing my Naples. All right. So let me just kind of get started and I'll just keep letting folks in as we do this. There we go. So if you guys
Excuse
have,
me, Ken.
go ahead, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. Do we have to schedule right away, or can we schedule? Uh,
No,
um.
whenever you want.
Okay.
So, I mean, if you don't know your availability for the next couple weeks, that's fine. Just, whenever the code's good, period. It doesn't expire.
Okay. Good. I just
Yeah.
wanted to make sure I wasn't messing anything up.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, and I'll take care of you. I mean, just email me. We'll figure it out and make it happen.
Thank you so much.
All right, cool. All right, everyone. So we're gonna keep everybody on mute. If you guys have questions that you actually need my attention on, there should be a little raise your hand button somewhere down there in the bottom, and we'll do that. Just some basic housekeeping. Make sure I'm recording because we know how I am. Um, One, drink plenty of water. All right. You're going to want to avoid alcohol for the next few days. All right. Just we want to keep your vibration high. All right. And then also try to avoid any other energy work for the next 2 or 3 days while all this energy settles in your body. Okay. This will not be pleasant for many of you. And what I mean by that is the amount of energy that's going to move through you over the next 48 to 72 hours is what they're telling me. It's going to be intense for some of you, right? You're going to think you're just beaten up. So make sure you ground. Make sure you absolutely ground as much as you can, right? And many of you are already releasing, I've gotten a few messages, many of you are already releasing, all right, the energy that's inside of you. So, the team doesn't, they just don't wait. We got somebody else. They need mute. I think everybody's on mute. Okay. Let me just mute you, my friend. Rana. Okay. Ba, 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 ba. So today is not physical healing, right? But many of you will actually receive that anyways. So as we remove the emotions, as we release these things, your body will naturally vibrate higher, which is exactly what the goal is. Okay, so just recognize that if you want to do physical healing, for those of you that aren't aware, I mean many of you are, I do physical healings on Wednesday nights. Right, you can go to my events page on my website. It's $4 this coming Wednesday is cardiovascular, lymphatic, respiratory, digestive, the immune system, and then we're going to work on activating the crystalline body. Just letting you guys know the expectations today. Let me look down here. I'm going to try to take a break at the top of the hour, right? So we can all stretch, right? Because I know we're going to need it. I don't know how long today is going to run. And ultimately, I believe, like I said, um, there's 12 rooms are going into two visualization meditations and a brand new one for those of you that have been following. And then I think altogether there's like 44 different things that we're doing. All right. So there is a channeled message from the team. I just want to kind of talk about this real quick. This is kind of the theme, right? And here's what they channeled the other day for me. So releasing what no longer serves you and rediscovering the love within yourself. Today, the team will be working on every aspect of you that interferes with your ability to recognize that you're absolutely perfect. Deep inside of you is that beautiful diamond that was shining bright the moment you came into this world, regardless if you have birth trauma or not. When you recognize that yes, you are perfect, and to feel this again, you just need to remove all the aspects of you that contribute to a non-high vibrational way. So whether small or large in your life, you've been searching your entire life to feel again, to feel while you're here, and to feel the love around you and the love inside of you. Why you do the things you do, and the universe delivers, as Ken calls it, the yucky over and over. So let me repeat that statement because I kind of chopped it up a little bit. So you've been searching your entire life to feel again, to feel why you are here and why you do the things you do, and why the universe delivers the, as Ken calls it, the yucky over and over again. So today is the shift. So the pendulum will begin to swing the opposite direction, the direction of rediscovery and understanding that you are whole, that you are everything you've ever needed. It's just buried deep due to the years and years of constant and consistent effort just to exist some days and survive other days. Today, you begin to thrive. You will experience drastic energy releases and a new awareness of what it means to be alive. Okay? As in the very last sentence is hold on, the ride's about to begin. So you guys know how this works with the team, right? They don't mess around. They're in it to win it. There are some certain areas the team's going to be focusing on, right? It's going to be fear, releasing past relationships and patterns, abuse and trauma, low self-worth, low self-love, abandonment, anxiety, shame, and embarrassment. So for those of you that are new to me or new to this process, we will be taking you into the Library of Creation today. All right, and the Library of Creation kind of sits up there in the same realm as the Akashic Records. All right, and this is a library of everything you are and ever have been, and a library of everything that's ever existed, and it's a place to create. And today we're going to create a version of you that doesn't have this heavy suppression of energy on you. So ultimately, what today is about is just removing layer after layer after layer of everything that's been suppressing you and the love inside. Okay. You don't have to visualize in the library, although it helps. All right. There's two aspects of this. You'll go into the library, into these rooms, and they make it as simple as possible. All right. Their goal is not to complicate you with all sorts of distractions and trinkets and things like that. It's easy peasy. But what happens here is when you're in the room and you do the work, you're actually using and pulling from the healing codes that are in my field, which we actually talked about in my field a few moments ago. We won't kind of rehash that ultimately, but the things that you're looking for are done in the library. Now, the team will also be using copious amounts of light language as you're in these rooms and as we move through all these. So if you can't visualize, it's fine. They're still doing the work. You're not receiving anything less than the person who is visualizing. It's just the way it's processed. Now, the other thing is, as you're doing these rooms and you're going to the replay in a couple days or whatever the case is, you can change up the questions. Ask the room to do something different if needed. And by the way, I just got a message saying my internet was unstable. So if you guys have an issue, if I'm moving funny or something, kind of bring it to my attention and I'll see what I can do, but it seems awful odd. So probably not with all the energy pumping out of me. So the team's doing the work as well as you guys doing the visualization, and you can change up the questions. And I got to tell you, it's 11:11 and I'm ready to rock and roll. All right, so let me just check the chat here, see if there's anything that needs to catch my attention. Give me just a moment. Shkatari ka rata na komo te chikinita me ako mo kyo kishikai kini ka other. There kari ka shka ni apa ko ri ang mo mi auto. Rotsish ke shko mo ko mo ya mo mi aking gile kini ka shko kala kala ka mo ko shkuru. I have no idea what they're saying to everyone. Mishaki ni didi get akre kore mo kore kora ko shko ni ata mo popo yo popo popo ya kakya kala ka shkidi ataria. Okay, I think I'm all good here. Thank you for all the comments in there. Hi Lanny, I know we didn't say hi earlier. All right, and all I ask is everyone to stay on mute and then, pop in on the chat window or again, raise your hand if there's something you absolutely need to get my attention on. And just so you guys are aware, when I'm doing this, I actually cover up my Zoom so I can focus on the script and I move it around. So you may not get my attention immediately. I think we're ready. I just want everyone to let me just make sure, check my mail, make sure no one has emailed me saying they can't get in. And that's my last order of business. Ready to rock and roll. Okay, with that. So if you guys have an energetic bubble that you would normally place over yourself when you're doing the work, I request that you do that now, right? This just keeps the energy from moving between all of us, even though we're virtual. I'm going to do the same thing for you as well, okay? I'm going to put one on me first. Moving on to them. And this is just the pre-work, by the way. So hold on. Shakaraka Natalia Natalia Rotishka, Arkanadian Shidorata, Shidori, Mommy, Horakorki, Natalia, Nidragan, Maran, and then Nishkunani, and Dorgan, and Nishkin, and the Nitiganeta, Korata, Karia, Talia. Beautiful. This is the easy, quick stuff. And the next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to get permission from your team and your ego. Again, nothing you need to do, and this may sound a little bit silent. Give me a minute. Bring them all up. Shakayo, Lisha, Mokuya, Killikini na ako ni shakoloni mama granted. Thank you. All right. So if you would just close your eyes for a moment, we're just going to ground you. So please visualize tree roots growing from the bottom of your heart. Allow those tree roots to grow down your torso and into each of your legs. Further down, past the knees, past the ankles, and into Mother Earth. Continue to feel further, deeper. Grow them all the way down until you find the center of the earth. And then take those tree roots and wrap them counterclockwise 3 times. 1, 2, and 3. Pull them nice and snug with love. Now, if you can visualize above you a beautiful diamond white light. So imagine a white light with diamond sparkles in it coming down into your crown at this time. Down. And you're going to connect this to the top of the spine under the cranium. And I want you to feel that light, almost like a liquid diamond, if you will, coming down the spine, coating it, all the way down past the mid-back, all the way down, the beautiful diamond white light, past the belt line. And you're going to visualize this coming out the tail, the bottom of the spine. I want you to ground that down into Mother Earth visually. And then down further until you see the crystal grid of the planet Earth. Just to visualize crystals everywhere. And you're going to pick a crystal of your choice and you're going to connect the diamond white light to that crystal. Please do this now. Okay, that was the pre-work. The first part of the course today is we're going to heal the outside. We're just going to clean up things a little bit here. So we're going to take you to a place. I'm bringing up my little notes. Yep, okay, I got them in order. Good. We're going to take you into a place I call the room of energy purification within the library. So to yourself or out loud, just ask to be taken to the library of creation. And then ask to be taken to the room of your energy purification. This is just a black room, dark room, beautiful, soft. Most of the rooms today will be just black and dark, soft and full of love. It's just the lack of distractions. Now, in that room, you're going to notice a round ball. You can think of this as a hamster ball, if you will, but a very large ball. Please visualize yourself inside of that ball or your hologram inside of that ball. And then we're going to remove the energy that's just in what I call your environment, your day-to-day stuff. All right. This is just, no different than cleaning the air around you. In the library, we ask questions. In the library, we ask the library to do things for us. And what I want you to do is just repeat this phrase after me, please. Please show me the energy interference that is responsible for or contributing to my feelings of shame, embarrassment, low self-worth, low self-love, fear, anger, frustration, or even the very little respect I receive as I move through my day. Please show this energy as pretty little sparkles of rainbow colors, the size of very small grains of sand floating in and around my hologram. Show me these sparkles now, please. Shakarara no te marcando tikinatish kudono do apa pa pa yo no te dini terganish kini ratari anata de nenda godore kodama pa yo pa yo kina ta korosh kodore. Just allow those sparkles to show up around and around the picture, if you will. Now we would like you to notice a mist in the air in that bubble. This is Saint Germain's violet flame in a mist form. It's sticky. And as you notice this, it begins rotating around your hologram in a counterclockwise, almost a tornadic energy form. As it swirls, those sparkles stick to the mist as if it's glue. More and more, faster and faster as it cleans the room. Now please look down at the feet in the image, in the picture, and you'll notice a portal or a drain at the bottom of the bubble. And as you do this, it'll begin pulling down that mist. It'll begin pulling everything out of that room and allow it to bring it down further and further till it's completely clean and all you see is just you. Shakalaria no the interteniente che skadai mi niente ni del che targarato scudorio no der oratoriale e sciele amorio no kama baya nakin de gratici ni di ni ron bagonorio no da papia kalata ti no roshi no to kroto te yama papo korea ma papa ya nietaria. And that is your first room in the library. Now, the next thing we're going to work on are the energetic connections that are attached to you. Now, these connections can come from anywhere. And we mean anywhere. It could be from the grocery store. It could be from a relationship. It could be from crazy, crazy places. We don't care where they're from. So please, ask to be taken to the room of your energetic connections. And again, this is just a nice, beautiful black room. And in that room, I'd like you to visualize your hologram floating in the air. I like to see mine as blue, by the way, whatever works for you. Now, in a moment, we're going to see energy cords attached to your body. So please ask the room this. Please show me the energy connections that are responsible for or contributing to my feelings of low self-worth, anxiety, fear, abandonment, shame, embarrassment, or are influencing my relationships. Please show these to me as energy cords attached to my hologram now. Shakatari and the rotary and ikini shakani allocatori and mapa papa and altering our roshkinita kanya kanekania dia kakinikia nakarikanishiku to rotoria camarataria. You don't need to know where those cards are coming from. And again, it's okay if you don't visualize or don't see anything. The team's doing it with you. Now, please, we were going to ask the room To heal and release, so repeat, please heal and release these cords that are attached to my hologram now. And they should begin dissolving or snapping or removing. I'll give you a few moments. Okay. Now we're going to clear the room. And when I say clear the room, we're resetting the room. So again, I want you to visualize just your hologram. And then I want you to repeat these words. Please show me the energetic connections to past and present relationships that no longer serve my highest good. Please show these to me as energy cords attached to my hologram now. And then repeat to the room. Please heal and release these cords that are attached to my hologram now. Okay. The next piece is my team, and then we're going to come back in this room again. Give me a moment. All right, just check and make sure. Okay. All right. So we're going to remove attachments and entities. I call them the yuckies. Don't get too crazy with that, right? These are just things that are going to interfere with your ability to remove today. So we're going to put them in their place, if you will. So I'm just going to read a phrase here. So I had a dear friend of mine the other day that helped me understand a simple phrase. The bigger the levels, the bigger the devils. Let me rephrase that. So to reword it, it simply means that the brighter your light shines, the more energetic moths show up to drain that energy. All right. It's an interesting and perplexing concept to understand that the more work we do, the more work we need to do to keep those energy draining moths away. So we can continue to evolve to higher and higher expressions, right? Which basically translates to more self-love and more love for others. So this activation will proverbially swat those moths and clear the room like a bug zapper. So in addition, the team will provide some additional barriers of protection. So the team did channel a lot of this stuff yesterday. So hold tight, nothing you need to do. Next. Okay. Moving on. And we're going to go back into the same room we were just at. But this time we're going to work on your ancestral lineage, right? So you can think of these as two-way electrical cords. Sometimes our ancestors fill our batteries up, so we pull energy from them. They help us in healthy ways, and other times it's just the opposite. So now we're going to remove those ancestral cords. We're going to heal them and release them as they're impacting us in a non-high vibrational way. Again, in the black room, please visualize your hologram and then repeat after me. Please show me the ancestry cords We're going to restart this, please. Restart the phrase to this. Please show me the ancestors that are responsible for or contributing to my feelings of low self-worth, anxiety, fear, abandonment, shame, embarrassment, or influence my relationships in a non-healthy way. Please show these to me as energy cords attached to my hologram now. Shikalaria no karoti no shina dia nade aladi agini tu shutu kuyania pabayalini diniata korno tu diniatu tu rashko tia mohara kaniata. Then as those show up, repeat the phrase. Please heal and release those cords attached to my hologram now. Kalakaniet sinikani kanenta diganeta dinashika kinemokuya. Karia tati kitati kitaki tati nukaraka da nindishkadari arati al kama pa arakashi didiana kama papaya. Kakakishko korokoma patiata. And again, if you're unable to visualize, it's perfectly fine. And please understand that whatever shows up for you in all of these rooms is exactly what you're looking for. So don't expect it to show up a certain way just because I say the room's purple and blue. It doesn't have to show up purple or blue. It's all in you. Now, we're going to move on to past lives. So our past lives have a deep, this is the channel message, that our past lives have a deep influence on how we live our current lives. And these can be expressed at the DNA level in the etheric or energy bodies. Often pain, disease, behaviors, emotions, and our triggers in life have at least some energetic, that at least have some energetic ties that can be traced back to experiences we've had in other lifetimes. When we heal and remove these energies of the past lives, we no longer have to experience the same physical disease, emotional condition, or health condition, right? Nor do we have to continue with the same life restrictions. As an example, fear of drowning in the past life doesn't mean you have to have a fear of drowning in this life. So today we are going to focus on releasing those energetic connections to past lives that expressed past lives relationships, programming, fear, trauma, abandonment, and abuse. Now, please ask to be taken to the viewing room of your past lives. In this viewing room, it'll appear as a theater. Please take a seat in the front row. Up on stage, you'll see TVs that are turned off. And in a moment, as we set this request, your past lives will begin to show up on those TV screens. Please repeat after me. Please show me the past lives that are connected to me, which contribute to my current programming of past life, relationship trauma, self-harm programming, reactionary fear, abuse and trauma, abandonment, shame, or embarrassment. Please show these to me on the TVs in front of me, blurred and out of focus now. Don't try to go into those TV screens. Don't try to figure them out. And again, if you don't see anything, it's perfectly fine. We got you. Now, please make the statement. Please heal and release those past lives shown on the TVs in front of me now. As that happens, they'll begin to turn off. Karakasha tarigana tarino to Yamapia Kolekasha Kariamapia Netania Daniata Korkiniata Dinity Soto Coriona Tadinitiata. Caricatare que diz que ter que dobrar que tirar que diz que tirar que ter que doria uma coisa que dá para carica dele no demônio não nem não nem que tu que dora para ora tar cara te que ter que não te nem da dora para o cara marata que nem que dar que nem que dili do mano com o eu não nem a mama ni 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 com corchia tá cara que te que dos que doria mama. Papikita kroto torati karingini takata kinishkida karkanata de anotorianto torganita shkidar koremo unonia au mo unia no ma aliara dunia reshkidar karate di duro chori moshkita kama pa pa mia kama kani karori shkidi de karade de ave tu shorio koroto de nata de morshko no de ni de ar shumo unu de ni kishia ta korakenia papa pia koriata. That was a really long one. Okay, just kind of take a breath. We're going to come out of that room. And then we're going to go into the room of karma. So let me explain the room of karma before we get in there. So the room of karma is really like a hallway. It's a white hallway with no doors, no windows. Okay? And you're going to find yourself at the end of the hallway. And in front of you, there's going to be an orange ball, like a soccer ball. But it has the consistency of a sponge. Okay? And as we move through this room, you're going to see the karma dripping from the ceiling and puddling on the floor. You're going to move down with that sponge, that ball, and you're going to sop and soak all this up. And then at the end of the exercise, the end of the room, the end of the hallway, that ball is just going to disappear. Easy peasy, my friends. Please ask to be taken to the room of your karma. And then visualize that white hallway. No windows, no doors. Visualize the orange ball waist high floating in front of you at the end. And please make the statement. Please show me the karma that is ready to be released across all of my timelines that is connected to my past life relationship trauma, self-harm programming, reactionary fear, abuse and trauma, abandonment, shame, or embarrassment. Please show this to me as strings of goo, like the consistency of thick honey, hanging from the ceiling and dripping onto the floor. Show to me now. Allow the room to fill. You can waste no time. Please move that ball. Please clean that room. And please move that ball to the end and exit once it's cleaned. Okay. You should be good. If not, get a bigger sponge, a bigger ball. Please use your own creativity in these rooms if needed. And we're moving right along. Most of these rooms are in the beginning. So again, this is just healing outside. All right, we're going to move on to the next exercise. So this is going to be your room of contracts. All right, so let me just kind of repeat this phrase here. So there exists a room within the Library of Creation that allows you to remove what we call a general catch term of contracts. We see contracts as an agreement between two or more parties, typically energetic bodies, that provide an energetic connection that must be removed before what we call the energy interference can be removed. But everything we're doing today is a general term of energy interference. So these contracts may have a say in how you feel, how you think, how you respond and react in any situation or circumstance. Now, the contracts in this room that we're going to show you will need to be burned. So in a moment, let me explain the room and then we'll go into the room. So in your room of contracts, you're going to notice a wooden table, a wooden chair, and a really hot fireplace. And then we're going to ask to see your contracts. And when they show up on the table, you can immediately begin reaching up and burning them in the fireplace. Okay? Now, sometimes there's a lot, and sometimes it's easier just to take the whole table and burn the table and the contracts. But what we ask is that when you do this, when you're done burning, look around the fireplace and make sure you swept everything into the fireplace. No soot, no leftover papers at all. Okay, so that's how it's going to show up. So now, please ask to be taken to your room of contracts and locate the wooden chair, the wooden table, and the hot fireplace. And just have a seat, please. Now, there's a really long statement we're about to make, and it's going to cover all types of contracts or all flavors of contracts, not just an agreement. So please repeat after me. Please place on the table in front of me all contracts, agreements, promises, commitments, oaths, court judgments, bindings, condemnations, hexes, vexes with a V, curses, magic, witchcraft, spells, negative implants, cords, siphons, hooks, blood oaths, controllers, and bindings of darkness across all dimensions, densities, realities, and timelines, in all forms and states of being that are known or unknown, seen or unseen, named or unnamed, that is interfering with my relationships, life trauma, physical trauma and illness, self-harm, depression, reactionary fear, abuse and trauma, abandonment, shame, or embarrassment. Please show these to me as books and papers on this table now. Sharatarian target Koshamakia Korekan, the Chikini, the indoor and the Mami and the end of the you can begin burning everything that shows up, please. If you need a hotter fire, get a hotter fire. Kaletishkini and the Natarashkodoria Mami and the end of the Shuto, the Garo, Shuri and the Yandaki, Kaki, Kakushukuni, the Kamabu, no, the Notoria. I let the Chikatan, the Notoria, Hachaskodori, and the Tini, the Children, Moruganado, Oratoria, not the Nishkudu. La Pargodaria, not the Discodio, Korea, not Daria, Rataria, Notoria, no Kamakaria, Connection, Daria, to the Nutidiscodaria, Mabi, and the Goria, just keep clearing that table, whatever it takes, and make sure the mess is completely cleared up. I'm going to continue on my side. Shakalario, Rotarini, the Rotarigaria, Mapatarini, the Notary, not the Aura, Shikadori, not the Neta, the Daraka, Mamia, or should no Korea, near the Korean to the Shakaya, Mamia do Kroto, Shioto, nataria notoria pa ala kareshi atoria maratoria ni daneshi ni rakono tada pa ka ki koko kapa ka kenyako. Okay. You guys can come out of that room now when you're done. We're gonna get to a couple more here, and then we'll take a break. So the next thing we're going to work on, the team's going to do it for you, and we're going to clear residual imprints of past relationships. So we're going to release energetic imprints of past relationships, which involve clearing inherited patterns and programming. Removing old programs of how you respond to relationship situations, from the first eye contact or not, to 60 years of marriage, perhaps no relationships at all. All of these are programs. This activation will begin to clear the old programming, which enables you to look at situations with a new perspective, something that is more in alignment with your higher vibrational being. Nothing you need to do. Shirakaria no reotaria ni rataria kakia kako kurikano tata yani ni pokoko korianda ishi to rianada diodoria na haria laria ni di shikoderia tarataria ni toria kamaya kaya ni akaya ko kurika kriania ni ta autoriochi no ta ni akama baba ya loria nani dishkidi rotoria kababa ya dakriada korotori nishi ni di no toria kare ko kriamapa Kalatari Kiria Ko Kurianotia Kamapaya Naki Aniate Kilishi Tutu Kurabaya no Aliata Ratari Nishikanidi Durgodo Nodo de Mabala Kania to Tushukodo Rotorio no Rotoria Nadri Nish Rotorio no Kabaya Neda or Shikodoria Mabaya Nakri Dishi Dudu Briokoya. Natatika Dikatika Tarika Tarika Dishkodoria and Karama Korea Kia Krokoria Karakari Shirikari Honiami ni that near that Nidika Lakarishikata Karikashoto. Okay. Give everyone a breath here. We're going to go into 2 additional rooms and then we'll take a quick break. So the next room we're going to go into is called the room of trapped emotions. So everybody holds emotions inside. Often it happens because it's just not the right time or place to express those emotions, or perhaps they're just too painful to allow the release. Trapped emotions in the body leads to a harmonic distortion of your energy fields. In other words, these trapped emotions behave like energy interference, disrupting your perfect harmony and disrupting not only your emotional and mental state, but creating and contributing to physical health conditions. Every cell in the body has a consciousness, and every cell in the body expresses emotions. When we hold those emotions in, we are changing the way our body expresses itself. We're going to go into I'll explain the room. We're going to go into the room of trapped emotions in a moment. Okay, again, these are just black rooms, right? Okay. When we're in here, you're going to see our hologram again, however it shows up for you. Again, I like to see mine in blue. When we do this, you're going to ask to see those trapped emotions on your body, on the hologram, as colored sponges, all right? And then what we're going to do, and I got to tell you, I enjoy actually using a turkey baster in the visual to suck those trapped emotions off my body. You can use a vacuum or whatever else works. Please don't be concerned where those emotions show up on the body. Pardon me, they could show up inside the body or outside the body or anywhere in the room. And don't worry about the color, the thickness, right? Your job is not to interpret what you're seeing because the library is designed so you can't interpret what you're seeing. We don't want to create a story. We just want to do the job. So, let's close your eyes if they're not already closed. And ask to be taken to the room of your trapped emotions. In this room, please visualize your hologram floating. and then repeat after me. Please show me the emotions in my body that are not in my highest good in the areas of my life around my relationships, life trauma I have experienced, physical trauma I encounter, physical illness, thoughts of self-harm, thoughts of self-punishment, and any emotions around depression, fears I may have, feelings of abandonment, feelings of no respect, shame, or embarrassment. Please show these to me as colored sponges in and around my body now. Karışakati torkadati nakini karkani takini gargini kishkaku kumukuki kekaraki ni takini ni shi ni akaki na ti kari na rotari naki nekini akaki kishioto Kuriaki ni aki la kargotori no kama ayati arati ata natari ni shi di shalakari ni di rati ni and begin removing those sponges again. I like to use a beautiful turkey baster. Use a vacuum. Use whatever works for you. Remove, remove, remove out of the room. Krishkoria ni korka mapapa yamopia mopia torigama bayanita dinia de ratari ni trishkotori groni and amama nuri and the dinishora orieta carianieta and the tegadocorioto or rataria conimoma babia de shiti the camo beyond the dignita ratari ni dinishkorio no to the barganabo miandorishkoria papa yako. All right, everyone. Go ahead and continue. Then we're going to go into one more room and we'll take a quick break. So this room, I'll talk about it first. It's called the room of your blockages, right? So in this room, you'll be able to see and remove external blockages in your life that are directly impacting you. All right. These are the blockages that are interfering with your ability to receive in life. In here, you could ask to see the financial blockages in your life, the blockages you can't get the job, right? The blockages in your relationships. Today, we're simply going to ask for a very broad statement, all right, which basically is preventing the natural flow of high vibrational love in any and all areas of my life. So we want to remove those things, again, kind of the universe that puts in our way. We want to remove those blockages. So I like to see this room, by the way, as a dark room. And I will see blockages like wooden blocks or wooden shipping crates. Okay. I will see these floating in the room or in front of me or behind me, whatever it may be. And when we do this, I like to use wood because I can, saw it up like sawdust, if you will. I can burn it if I so choose to. But ultimately, the important thing is getting those blockages destroyed, right? In whatever way that works. And then if I'm using sawdust, I'll vacuum the sawdust out of the room. As an example, I just like to use sawdust in here. So again, this is the room of your blockages. Allow your creativity to guide you. So now please ask to be taken to the room of your blockages. This is the black room, soft and beautiful. And then just repeat after me. Please show my blockages in this room that represent the energy interference that is contributing to or preventing the natural flow of high vibrational love in any and all areas of my life. Please show these to me as wooden blocks in this room now. Shikatakia tokrati ni atama papayaki. Kilikia ni dia tor gargia ta ke ala dia na ti nu tu rotorio tor karakania ta karakadini. Kirishia to te na ta tariko notoria notoria nuteria tia chakarea ma papaya ko kuri notoria akore mo pio to dia shikatoria ma papaya. Corre, didi, anataria, como kore kaparia, kore no kore. And you guys can now begin removing, dissolving, burning, destroying, and then removing the debris out of the room, please. Shikataria, nataria, 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 moshikataria, orataria, nataria, niti, kura, pa, no, da, ma, ba, ba, ya, doria, no, kore. Koroshia, do, to, the, nataria, niti, 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 nataria, niti, shiko, rotoria, nataria, niti, to, to, the, dama, mama, ya, niti, dinga, do, kore, arato, shi, niti, atarka, nataria, nataria. Koko, to, to, shikati, iti, diga, dora, te, nataria, shikatoria, mapo. And when you're done, you can open your eyes and we'll take a quick break. And we'll come back at 5 minutes after the hour, 10-minute break. And I'm just going to take my video off and I'm back in a moment. If you guys have any questions you want to talk to me about, I'm here. Everyone grabs water and a restroom break. Thanks, Ronnie. I can't pronounce your name, Ronnie. We'll definitely get you the replay. Thank you for showing up. Oh, thank you, Indrani. I appreciate you. Surprised I ever graduated grammar class. All right. Everyone doing all right? Moving the energies? I see your big old thumb there, Stacy. Well, I don't know if you're Stacy, you have the lady next to you, Stacy, but one of you. Yeah, okay. All right. And I know you guys are doing a lot of the work right now in the rooms, which is, good, right? And then the team will be doing more and more here shortly. The other thing is, for those of you that aren't familiar with these rooms, my next um, big thing we're doing, which will be promoted in about 2 weeks, is the Library of Creation. And we will take you into all the rooms and show you how to use the rooms and how to visualize and do other things with the room. So there'll be a 4-week course coming up. There'll be information on it. If you're on my mailing list, which you are, I'm just going through this list. Okay, the top of my head is throbbing a little, which is great. Okay, Carol, I got your message there. Thanks, Mary. Okay, it's great. Bum 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 bum. Hey, Ronald. Gotcha, buddy. Okay, Carol, got your message. Thank you for dropping that in the chat, everyone. Because these things here that you're dropping into the chat room, as I say, when I start on the Facebook group that I have, the Evolutionary Human with Ken Lloyd, we'll be doing these mini 5-minute quick things, right, that happen, and also this helps me. Oh, hi, Laura, Fort Collins. Must have seen you recently. Okay, sorry if I don't remember you. All right, moving on here. Let me just drop down. Good. Um, all right. Just another few more minutes for everyone to get back. Yeah, Laura, but yeah, please grab, if you guys don't make yourself feel sick, grab some food, right? If it takes around. And I gotta tell you, when that energy flows through me, because I have a really hard time sleeping because my body's vibrating all the time, I'll get up and I'll grab some food because it helps just kind of move the energy out of the head or the body and into something productive like digestion or digesting food. So for me, a banana really helps me sleep, little things like that. So yeah, please, whatever you need to do to make yourself feel good. Shakayana ka ko kunya kemi aki aki ki shiki ki ko kabako mobo kemi bieto to dion ko mopa ya shiki. You guys aren't gonna like the next one. It's gonna make you cry. Sorry. Just kind of the whole point of the point of today, isn't it? To allow those releases to happen. What do we got here? Trapped emotions, we're done. Purification. Ba, ba, ma, ma, machine. We already did that one. Right. Purity, memory, program, beliefs. We're moving right along. Actually, faster than I thought. I thought we were going to be, into a 4-hour mark, but um, I don't think it'll be. Well, I don't think it'll be 4 hours at all. Oh, you did, Peter. You're yawning. Yeah, I had a little bit of yawn happen with me too. That was fighting off. I thought that was really, really odd. In fact, it comes up once in a while. And when I yawn, it's not because of the energy release. It's because of the energy coming off of you guys in terms of what needs to be released, right? So sometimes I'll express that, especially when there's what they call the yuckies out there, those attachments and those things, just energy wise. The yawn is my little red flag that says there's more work I need to do on whoever's out there, right? So the team is doing that. So yeah, yawning's wonderful. Everyone releases differently, right? Well, it's okay, Muriel. We can call you Peter, right? He'll be all right with that. All right, everyone. Just a few more moments. Just a few more moments, and then we'll get ready. And we're going to move into guided meditation. The next one's going to be a guided meditation. Um, Yeah, and then there's a brand new one called the Room of Purity, which is also a guided meditation. So I'm really, really interested to see how that's going to show up. And I may just pause and ask questions at that point. Everyone doing all right with the rooms themselves? Am I going too fast, too slow? I mean, are we doing good with the pace? Okay, because it's I'm getting better at trying to slow my lips down, right? Because usually I'll just run right through these, and the team's just so fast. And by the way, if we end up being short on those 3 hours, all right? I mean, this is what you've got me for. I'm happy to stay on longer and work on whatever things we need to work on, right? And to answer questions or channel whatever these things are. So, like I said, there are 44 activations. There's 13 rooms we're going into. We've gone through a lot already. But again, it's happening fast. They're just fast. All right. So I would say thank you, Peter, but I know it's Muriel. So thank you, Muriel. Right. Thanks, Debbie. I appreciate you as well. Um, and again, as a reminder, don't forget if you did the VIP, reach out to me so we can get you scheduled when you're ready and get you the coupon code. I've got all that in the back end if you haven't didn't see it. Just 2 or 3 more minutes, everyone get comfortable. And what I'd like you to be thinking about for this next meditation, we're going to go into the room of your healed heart. So this is the time where you're going to dig in to that memory, to that emotion that is very uncomfortable that you hold trapped in your heart. Okay? You won't need to tell anybody about it, and the goal isn't to relive it. So yeah, it'd be hard dashing through the rooms, right, Elaine? Thank you, Elaine, for showing up. I appreciate you. We've talked a lot, but I actually hadn't seen you yet, but that's all good. This is actually for you, Elaine, for whatever reason. And everyone does receive, no matter whether I'm directed at a person A or person B or person C, everyone receives. Okay. I think that we are hopefully good to go. A nice little break there, right? Get rid of the numbness in the behind. Maybe that's just me. All right. So this is a guided meditation, all right? And I like to call it the room of your healed heart, not the room of your broken heart, damaged heart, twisted heart. It's the room of your healed heart. We're going to be going through this visualization that is going to remove the trauma that's stuck inside of there. To do this, you'll need to set an intention. Okay. And you're going to think, we're going to go ahead and get started here if that's all right, a minute early. We should be all right. So you're going to think of a single time in your life that you were hurt or you hurt somebody else. Okay. A time where the mere thought or memory of that person, event causes grief, sadness, loneliness, the heart, the trauma in the heart. So please get comfortable. I'm going to lead you in a guided meditation. The team is, they say, we. Just close your eyes. Can't it be more events? It can be. Peter, great question. Or I'm sorry, Marielle, I'm being confused. Sorry. Yeah, if you have a bunch of things in your heart that you want to release, absolutely. Whatever you can set that intention on. Okay. So here we go. And we're going to be doing the work. So please ask to be taken to the room of your healed heart. This room is beautiful. It's full of plant life, as thick as a beautiful jungle, full of vibrant, colorful, alive flowers blooming everywhere. Take a moment. Breathe in that pure atmosphere, the moisture. Imagine what it's like to smell those incredible flowers. As you do this, please notice the tightly closed black rose. This black rose is your broken heart. Please visualize the energetic cord from your heart to that black rose. And as you do this, pull that black rose onto your chest. Feel into the rose. Fill it with that memory, the emotion. Remember, we're not here to relive it. We're here to release it. Fill that rose. As you do this, you will notice the most beautifully colorful hummingbird show up. This hummingbird is looking you directly in the eye. It's connecting to you. Feel it. Feel the love it has for you. Now, as you do this, you will notice the hummingbird moving down in front of your tightly closed black rose. It sticks its beak into the rose and begins connecting to your heart, your emotion. The black tar of that emotion you've been unable to release. It wiggles its way in and begins pulling the black nectar out of the rose. Shalekayata dianotoyo kolokoniata mamiana alayaka niata ishata kalayata edia kolokoniato no chokoremo bori. And this happens. The black rose opens ever so slightly, allowing the hummingbird in deeper and deeper. More and more, the hummingbird pulls the black tar out of the flower. Shikataya niato koryoko kuyanoto shakaya kieliati kile niata kaya kishi shishogoboku kurohotoria koryoshi to shoto yaku kurohoto to yamapa poyono momoyoto momoyama. More and more, more and more. Notice the black rose now beginning to show gold and glitter sparkles and opening ever so softly. Open your heart more. Feed the hummingbird. Allow it to remove that black tar of that emotion, that trauma. Release, release, release to the bird. It's there for you. Shariania Doria Diania Shulia Notia Dama Yania Lari Shioto Koriamopioto Kamabayaki Alienito Shorio Doria Lianini Nishurioto Mamma Nama Mia no no da Kaliato Toriota Yanishi. More and more. Keep doing it. Keliatare Atare Tiro Sho Toriama. Notice the black flower turning gold and then shifting into the color of light, brighter and brighter, opening wider and wider. The release is done. The hummingbird is now full and moves away. Feel that heavy emotion shift into forgiveness, love, gratitude, as your heart, the flower, is now in full color and wide open. Shariaka mapakia diata, kielaka korkariatie, deshakaria no koriamo, koro koreapa papayaki ketiata. You can come out of that when you're ready. Okay. Everyone doing all right? Okay, it's gonna be a nice release. If you guys email me, if you remind me later, I actually have an MP3 audio with that meditation so that you can do this again and again with more and more of those events in your life. The more you release, the more that you raise your frequency. I still give everyone a few more moments. Okay. All right, folks, we're going to go into, thanks, Muriel, not Peter. I'm going to try to do my best. We're going to go into another black room, right? Again, these are black rooms that are just designed to remove distractions, okay? When I did my presentation on Zoom, geez, what was it, Tuesday, I think? And the team channeled the idea of a diamond, all right, which I didn't know they were going to do until I was asked the question. And the idea of the diamond being covered with dirt and debris and soot, okay? We're going to go into this room and we're going to visualize our diamond, okay? That self-love. The diamond is a representation for the self-love. And as we do this, we're going to clean it. All right, so we're going to do this 3 times with 3 different statements. And each time we're going to use whatever method you want to clean that diamond. Maybe you're going to use a fire hose, maybe you're going to use some Windex, whatever works for you. But the idea here is that when you wipe off that debris, and maybe it's in a rag or something, you're to throw, burn, dissolve that rag out of the room. Right? So we're going to clean that diamond, we're going to pull it out, and then we're going to remove it. So this is the first time we're doing this. It's like less than 24 hours old. So please close your eyes. Okay, and then make the statement, please. Again, there's nothing in the room right now. Please show me the emotional trauma buried in my heart that interferes with my ability to experience deep, unconditional love for myself. Show this to me as dirt and debris on a diamond floating in the middle of the room now. Sharia Korean Tarian Shakarata Kaporia release Korean Tarian and then you guys can clean. Krakanita in the Tarikanotaria Mashkutara Pariana Pomio Trini, the Tekadishkotori Ropato and Mariaco Miyoko, Korokororio, Notario, no Digicare, and the more. Kratari, another feel the gratitude, feel the love inside of you as you do this. This is you, cleaning you. Kratatani Tata Toria, Bobo, no one's going to do a better job than you. Kalarataria, Noratorio, Nidian, and Arianaco. Corlaria tarde di rotashiraria, Dottoria Maria Caria Shigadia. Papa, get the Candotaria, keep going, throw that rag out. Carcadico Dotica Capadica into the Nuchcatori, not the Tarico Tacarota Shikaria, no the Mania de Nishuria. Mo Papa, not that they needed the Jacoratori and the Taticadarca, the Dishkadarca, the Dishka, the Durlapa, the Dakamok making the Caracanacochidia. Papa. Go ahead and clean. We're going to go ahead and reset the room in just a moment, and we're going to do that again with a different statement. Turn the room black again, please. Remove the diamond that's in there. Reset the room, as I say. And then repeat the statement after me. Please show me the family trauma buried in my heart that interferes with my ability to experience deep, unconditional love for myself. Show this to me as dirt and debris on a diamond floating in the middle of the room now. Shakatieto, Koryota Dinataria, Natati Shakatoriki, and Yidakishia, Kinishinia Dinatia, Karianataria, no, do, Kamuku, Shukudore. Remember, clean, 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 clean. You know what to do. Throw that rag out when you're done. Use more if needed. Out your imagination is creativity. Create, please, create, please. Shakataria, do, Shikoro. Correndo todo de andare di toriano mani ara toriano shiketeria che ti che papa io toccata attaccare che ti toriano toriano shiketoria mamma and the toria correndo toriano toriano shiketoriano rietara moria to coria nati lasciato. Keep cleaning till it's done. And then in a moment, we're going to reset the room. Make sure you throw that rag out or whatever tool you're using. And here we go. Clear the room, nothing in there, just a black room. And then repeat these words. Please show me the relationship trauma buried in my heart that interferes with my ability to experience deep, unconditional love for myself. Show this to me as dirt and debris on a diamond floating in the center of the room now. Shilia Karia doing clean, clean, clean. Hashalia Noria Maya Ku, Shilia Karia Ko, Kolia Noria Taria Tia Rotoria Mama Rotaria Naria Ni, Kilikia Shura Taka Papa Yoku, Kurio Norio Taria Mama Yania Nia Latarini de Dea Notorico Todia Notaria Mama Yanada de Shikuru Tokoro Mapiani de Radia Doria Noria Nadia Naga Nidaria digitally release, 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 clean, clean, clean. Clean deep, deep, deep inside. Be creative, be creative. Whatever tool you need. Mamma mia, non è mai una aria di hakoya. Kara kara notari notari shikidi di jakatori stoka mahaya to shu. And when you're done, you can just open your eyes and take a breath. No rush at all. And if you guys don't mind, I am curious, and if you choose, would you just pop in the chat room your experience with that and if it was useful or not useful? I'm just kind of curious. I mean, I know it's useful, but I'd be interested in how that responded for you guys since it's the first time we've done that. Thank you. Effective. Thank you, Gina. Oh, hi, Gina. I know I saw your name earlier. Thank you, guys. Oh, I love that. Alona, I love it. Zoned out, didn't hear a thing. Oh, that's so cute. I love it. Oh, so power hose and scrub brush. Super cool. I was wondering if anybody had debris kind of like buried in the middle of the diamond they couldn't get to because that visualization popped up a little bit too when I was doing that. Oh, Ronald, I love that. Okay, everyone. Couple of crevices. Use a toothbrush. Lacey, use a toothbrush. Oh, I love it. We all clean a little differently, don't we? I can guarantee you I clean my house much differently than probably need some help. being the single guy here. Um, thank you. Awesome, thank you. So listen, we're going to go into a brand new room today. And they channeled this probably yesterday, the day before, right? Hand along brush your eastern side, super cool. I'm gonna let you guys continue to put those comments. So this is the room of purity. Now let me explain. All right, I'm gonna read this, right? So we're gonna do, and then we're gonna take you on a guided meditation. Okay, we're going to work on your sacral chakra. Okay, your sacral chakra is responsible for creativity, sexual pleasure, sensuality. As we move through life, we experience emotional and even physical trauma that gets trapped, stored, hidden in the sacral chakra. Causes of sacral chakra trauma, sexual and emotional trauma, right? Additionally, experiencing a disaster after immersing yourself in something exciting or even a negative psychedelic trip, the feeling of ridicule or humiliation, and even innocent experimentation that leads to punishment. You may recognize these things in your life as mood swings, irritability, numbness, difficulty expressing creativity, low libido, difficulty forming and maintaining relationships, guilt and shame, feeling unsafe or uncomfortable in your body, or having frequent nightmares or not remembering dreams at all. So these are symptoms of sacral chakra trauma being blockage, right? So we're going to take you on a guided meditation, and there is absolutely no memories you need. None. You will not relive any past situations. So as I do this, bear with me. I might stutter and stumble a little bit, but I'd like you all just to kind of close your eyes and get ready. And here we go. They're programming this. Hold on. They're programming the field. Ready? Please ask to be taken to the room of purity. As you enter this room, you will notice a beautiful forest with a dirty stream running through it. This stream is slow moving. It's thick of mud, rocks, and various debris. This dirty stream and the debris represents the sexual and emotional trauma that interferes with your self-love, your relationship to self and others, and the lack of intimacy you may feel. The thicker and slower the water, the more you will be releasing. We're just helping you here. Give me a moment. We'll give you next instructions. Embrace what you see. Embrace what you see. Don't be shy. As you focus on this stream, you will notice a gentle wave of crystal clear, energetically charged pure water of love coming down from the top of the stream. Notice the incredible clarity and the bubbles and sparkles of energy in it. At the bottom of the stream, notice the whirlpool going into Mother Earth. As you watch the flow of this pure water of love entering your stream, it gets stronger and stronger. As this pure water of love moves through your stream, notice the mud, the debris, the rocks, all being lifted and moved and pushed down into the whirlpool. Shikadaria Natalia 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 Mobia Doshkadorio Dorio Nadini de Carata Shikadorio no de Morcodoni de Korea Barcodini Shikadoratorio Nodadina Dadika Chikini Nishiki Nishiki Nishkorania Tarkana Maria Natalia Nishiki 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 the Corento Americania or Nishiki Daratani Chikidi the Tekoa Mobile Mamma Mia Dora Mamma Kuriama Papa release 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 and allow that pure water of love to wash against the shore, against the rocks, debris. Bring in more and more of that. Flood it. And everything it touches, it lifts with great ease and moves down and down, down into the whirlpool, down into Mother Earth. Shakadaria Natarino, Shakrotoria Notarina Tarini, Shikadaria Tarikonoria Momio Darionodia Natarina Chikdia, Nidin Shikadaria Noratoria Noriatoria Shkoria, Protoria Nodoriotoria Ratarianaria, Shini Shikadoria, Criolo, Creodoria Noria Noria Naria, Shikadia, Mamma no Mamma, Nini Chikoria, no the Garigadaria Shikata, Corioto. Feel the warm, beautiful energy release in your sacral area. And know, without a doubt, you are as pure as that water of love clearing you. More and more, this beautiful water of love fills that stream. And notice the muddy water disappearing. Look closer. And now you can see all the way down into the beautiful sand, the bottom of the stream, glistening like gold. No rocks, no debris. Perfect flow of love. To feel it, feel that, feel it, feel it, feel that warmth. Feel that love. And now that your stream is crystal clear, please step into the middle of the gentle flowing stream. You will not be washed downstream, and you will not drown. On the count of 3, please submerge yourself as deep as you are as comfortable, and allow this stream of love to wash over you, removing all remaining emotions of self-doubt, embarrassment, guilt, shame. 1, 2, 3. And when you're ready at your own pace, you can open your eyes and come out of that. And again, that's the first time that this has shown up for anything. First time it was channeled. So if you guys again would help me and just put any comments down, any difficulties, anything beautiful that happened to you, it just helps me understand how I can do a better job. Thanks, Gina. Yeah, God, when they channeled that whole stream for me, that was like, wow. It was really interesting the way they did that, right? And I don't know. There was just something about that that was quite touching for me, even. No, Alona. Oh, you did, huh? Yeah, you knew that was coming, the submerging. Yeah, that was channeled like right at the end. We got all done with it, and then they popped that in like 10 minutes after that. Like, oh, you by the way, and then they added the piece. You're not gonna drown. Don't be fearful of water, right? Um, but yeah, I will create an MP3 audio for that as well, right? So we can use that over and over. And it really was about that sacral release. All right, cool. All right. You see what's going on here. Back room, sacral release. We're gonna do a root chakra release. Nothing you guys need to do with that. All right, the team's gonna do it. Actually, the next few. So I had the waterfall. Mary, you guys are all cheating. You're not supposed to, I'm kidding. You're not supposed to get ahead and visualize it. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Isn't that how that works with those guided meditations, right? I can never do them. I'm like all the way down the beach already. So, all right. For the next couple of things, actually, for quite a bit, the team's got 4 or 5 activations they're going to do on you guys. So just kind of relax, sit tight. And the first thing is we're just going to do a root chakra clearing. Oh, thanks, Mary. You guys can continue to put it in there, but here we go. Root chakra. Corratorio Ricini, Rotenisci, Rotesinini, Sharatorio no Shkorotoria Shiro Nio Shorio no Shorio no Dianaria Nati Shiato Corio no Pario no Kiaka Papayakia. All right, as we know, these things happen fast. All right, so now we're going to be doing removing some root chakra programming. So let me kind of explain what they channeled the other night. So your programming, which is how you and your body, your emotions, and your mind responds to certain situations. I, I love this. As an example, you have a program running in each and every one of you on how to respond from a letter from the IRS, right? Some will respond with fear, some will respond with despise, and some will respond and just move on with their day. You have a program that takes the energy, the frequency, the vibration of trauma response, and it stores it in the root chakra. It does this to relieve, or I'm sorry, it does this to relive the situation and the emotion over and over on demand, right? So these things get stuck in our head and that feeling of over and over and over. So when you're triggered, which is another word for trauma, you have programming in you that continues to impact your body, mind, and emotions. This activation will begin to shut down that programming, which in turn enables your ability to gracefully process situations better, allowing more and more of that trauma to flow through you, right? You'll still process the moment, the event, the thing. But once processed, it then grounds out of you and it doesn't get stored anymore. We still need to feel, right? We still need to recognize we have a trauma event in front of us, right? Somebody did wrong to us. Maybe somebody passed away. Maybe these things we need to process, but we don't need to hold it. There's no benefit to relive over and over. So that programming that, rather than taking the event, right, and allow it to flow and ground out over, hours, days, weeks, it stays inside of you. We're just going to allow it to flow out. There's nothing you need to do. The team's going to do this for you. And here we go. Noratoria ni karakaria na tiriniata atiata okoroko toriodo torosoko de ara ni mi ni ko amaka ki ni aka kada teshkada. Well, it's kind of hard to do that light language, and like three of them are trying to come in at the same time. My tongue doesn't know which way to go. Oh, me a moment here. Phew, okay. Um, we're going to do a solar plexus release next. Nothing you need to do. Just going to clear out the solar plexus for you. Koreano tori kanya papa yo kanya kanya tani tani anta din tani ko dosh koreano tori tori ene ta kare kare ande chikere sho koreano tori kanar kanar kani shik tori no tani ta din din tan tan tori kara pari no tori yoshka pari borra tani amo me no ri shkari ane teri sharia taria shkobo kore ma pa no ri no tia kroto rotori at krene tiri ko shkodo no tori ane tani ne kare ka mo sho kore apa papa ya ka ka ke shkore kare kada kada ta close kini ka kare kare sho rotori no tia na papa yo no tani di na ka mo ba ka mo ba ni a chat ya ti shi ya ta. All right. We're going to now move on to what's called soul fragmenting or soul fragment healing emerging. So the way my team explains this to me, and I see this a lot in my sessions, and I kid you not, is that as we experience intense trauma or just an intense emotional response, that trauma and that response will be held in our soul, and I'm using the bunny ears, right? But what happens is an aspect of us steps out of the body, but not always fully. And you can imagine this as looking at someone with double vision. It's still one person, but you kind of see two or three or four, right? So this is how I see soul fragments. When I see them, in order to merge them back in, the team, nothing you need to do today on this thing. The team is going to heal those fragments, and then we're going to merge them back in. This is going to help with your anxiety, right? With that reason is why do I have these nervous response, right? Why can I just not feel good no matter what's happening? And it's because this trauma is outside of the body. We're just not whole, complete, or harmonized. Nothing you need to do. Team's going to do this for you. Ka como kani ka kini kinaka kini kini Kere kere akor kine chi kini kere kene kano por kondo tina ta de ki tishikidi kere kara tia ni ata kene ta dia kene kene solotoria no eni ata ni kene kene kuru kuru shika ba kore ka kere kere kene kana kuru kene ta de dia shikodo apo un shikodo rotoria ka na kene ni di shikodo ma dia dan de kene ta kene tarati to shikodo kuru do dia da tani ta roto tori anta di kene kene tori ando tori shikodo tori anda ta di shikodo to da dare kene de di shamos tan creando ter koro de dare atari ni kere kere kene kene shikidi merge. Sharko motio to ya hamaba, Kura Kamokoro Kor, Kura Mama Mio, Kura Nabali, Nathan Alcora, Mama Lori, and Noro, Nadi, Nada, the Nakari, Natari, Natari, to get harmonized. Shikadini, Tishkadota, the Nitchikadi, Nitchkadoli, another in the Ditchkadala, and another Morio, no Shukuru, the Tadari, and Alcomokaragan, and Dara, and Dorio Koshurio, to Krimi a car Koshurio. Nitadini Kachkadini, Kanakargan, Nakaraka, Nakanapa, Rokorandu, Chikadi, and Morota, and Natari, Nakarachkado. All right. We're going to move into another room now. And this is going to be the room of your childhood memories. Now, in this room, you will not need to remember a single thing. Okay? The goal here is not to relive that trauma from the childhood. I'm going to explain this first and then we'll get into it. It's just easier. But we're going to take you into a white room that's going to have a single opened window with a crystal clear blue sky outside. And on the floor is going to be an opened cardboard box. And we're going to say a phrase here in a moment. And we're going to ask to see objects in this room that represent that particular trauma. These objects will make absolutely no sense to you. And that's the whole point. They are not designed to be connected to that memory. But when you see this object and objects in the room, You're going to open your heart and you're going to give that object and just that object gratitude, appreciation for showing up and allowing the release. You're going to give that object love. And this is not about forgiveness of the event, the person, the place, or the thing. This is about forgiving yourself for holding on for that for so long. And it's time to release, to reward yourself with that energetic release. We hope that made sense. This will be an easy, amazing exercise. So please close your eyes and ask to be taken to the room of your childhood memories. And as you do this, you will find a white room, the single open window and a beautiful blue sky, and a cardboard box opened on the floor. Now please repeat after us. Show me the objects in this room that represent the childhood trauma, the childhood behavior, programming, or memories that are responsible for or contributing to fear, the inability to express myself, low self-worth, loneliness, isolation, depression, the feeling of abuse, abandonment, shame, embarrassment, or impacting my ability to receive or feel love from others, or influencing my relationship choices in a way that is not in my best interest. Please show these objects to me in this room now. Allow the objects to show up. And as they show up, again, look at the object, feel the object, connect to the object, give it the gratitude, give it the appreciation, and it will begin to change the way it looks, even so slightly. It will respond to what you give it. It will respond to the love. The love for self. As you do this, as you do that to those objects and they begin to shift, change, or acknowledge you, you're going to take those objects and you're going to place them in that cardboard box. I will give you a few moments before we go further. Fill that box up. And as you do that, close that box. And I want you to put a beautiful bow on that box. Now, please notice a red balloon with a white string tied to the top of the box. Pick up that box, take it over to the window, and allow it to float away into the sun. And repeat the words, I release. Do it from your heart. I release. I release. Shakarya no momoto momoko mobile komaba aleaka shokoto. And we're done in that room. Whew, moving right along here. only 3 more rooms to go and then a bunch of activations. But in the meantime, the team's going to work on life trauma release for you in just a few moments. I really think it's funny how they channel some of this stuff. So let's see what I didn't, by the way, even though I channeled these, I actually didn't read them again. So I don't even know what I wrote. So here we go. This is life trauma release, and the team's going to do the work. So how many times have we experienced trauma we never intended? Trauma that came out of nowhere. Unexpected death of a loved one. Random loss of a job. Car accidents. Intense physical injury. And even HOA trauma. The list goes on and on. We store this deep inside of us. Even though a few days later we feel fine. The imprint has occurred. And it adds to those lower vibrations within us. As we know, these lower vibrations continue to add up, just like drops of water in a glass. Eventually, the glass is full of water after hundreds or thousands of these random events. We're going to empty that glass now and remove that trauma, that imprint. Sharakania Doriore Nitinia Mamianinia, Takarania Kariana Ania Darini, Nidoria Orate, and Yakania Dikini Nishkadari, Mapa, Lokorigania, Takata, Nikani, Turkunu, Sudu, the Darmaricona Moriatari, Calato, Rosco, Dorgonuti, and the Tinitadi, and the Taricadorico, Shkadari, Mamma, and the Dedication, the Natadi, the Tishinia, Tahoco, Kirkarikana, Kriana, Nishkadari, Mamma, Doria Mamma Caria. Que la carica de que discutori cutori and the da caramo locatori and the taric and the discaricato rata roto chirieni tarata caricadori cudoti nisca tariata che le tedana de discurocone mopo no mamma and the discatoria taria cara sugary I need to do. Ma papa mi on do niente che genetico oratoria mamma oratoria che nesca tarica da te niscarica do che ne tarica nato rotori nescatoria toto scadine tini scrotori no mamma mia da come con le da scadere da te da scadere to che nesca Mapaku, quando ti attaccanish, che ne canacne con a canecchini tutti ne tauco, e ti dati di niscudo, non è da nacro, quando tutto di altro di ne tucudori a tutto di andare con voi, o te cani a con il genere di scari and the Nindi, e tutto di sciodere a paroti, e tara canata dare, scadere, tutto di accedi a tatto sciolotto. Let's see, everyone take a breath, but I think I just need to take a breath. All right, we're going to move on to this next one. Again, the team's doing the work for you. So tit for tat, this is partnership or partner relationship trauma release. So here's what they channel. So tit for tat, push for pull, give and receive. Well, maybe not the receive, right? How many times do we just give in and allow our partner to receive, and we unselfishly just give up so we can make the situation bearable? Day in, day out. We give up more and more of who we are to move into what we think is in equal alignment with our partner. When what is really happening is we are giving up more and more of who we are, and it's not equal, it's just the opposite. Imagine the idea of the teeter-totter. Partnership is equal and level. Yes, of course, some days you're at the top of the teeter, and other days you're at the bottom. It's time to recognize that you are important and worthy of equal reciprocity. Let's remove the program of give, 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 and equalize the energy in the relationship with others. Note, this may present itself going forward as arguments or disruption in the relationship. This is a real intangible in the sense that disruption may occur so you can reclaim you as equal and just as important. So please understand that we're going to remove that programming of the give, give, give. And it may cause some disturbances in the relationship. But this is where you have an opportunity to express your needs, right? To express how you feel and how to express what you feel needs to change. This isn't an intentional opportunity to have the argument. It's an intentional opportunity to make that shift and change into something more balanced. Okay? Nothing you need to do. Here goes the team. Shakti do to kuro to do tiri di da 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 to do tini ba ki do tara di an aria da ka kumo. Mai ni anaki kati hedi di da da ni akari kado kuro na ta do shoro ta akani ti. Mai mi o tu aki ma aki lakani to to na dia da roto to di na ka ma pa di ni di 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 no to shakuto. Ma papa pepe o papa ako pe ka ko ki ni ka akar ki ni ka ni to roti ni ata ni di to don roto de ago ma pa ro ni akari ni ari ni de de ni ro ndo chikdori akama ay da de akuri o do pa ya da ta di no chikdo akara to ni ata ni da di ni shi ya ta ya kuro to de da ta di no to di amori to kuro de di shi ni de di ana po be mo on da ni ka ne ro to di no chikdori da ti ni ta ri akara ka ne ta de di no bo chikda do to ni de ni chikdori no ta di na ta de di ka do ri ma ro ta ri na ta ri chikdori no ri chikda ni ka de ni chikdori na are ta ri ma me doni ga dar ke di chikdari ga dar ko don ta di raro te di ni chikdiri no tor koro to di na ta di chikdoni ma me ta di anta di ko ni tar ko don chikini dar ni dar ke di ko chikdori no to aba mo ni te ni ni akar ka ni ro ko no de shikana ka ni de ro to ma me ta ri achi ke ti shirio ma me to ni ta di no ko chikdori na ta ri tor ga no ta ri share ari to ri ga ga dar ke chikana ari ma me to ni na ta di ko chikdiri ko ta di chikdo to no ma me ta ma ro to ni chikdori ke ta ri ke di chikdo ta ri na ta di ro la ma me ni na ta ri ni shikani ni she ne di shi do ko ro na pa pe ko ri sho to. All right, folks. We're going to do one more and then we'll take a break. And this is family relationship trauma. And, you know, they didn't have much channeling here, but they're like, family, sigh, love them or leave them. Well, family isn't so easy to leave now, is it? They are part of you. Deep inside, they represent aspects of you that honestly are unbearable when we stare them right in the eyeballs. Ups and downs, highs and lows. In this clearing, we'll be addressing the triggers that you have when family acts the way they do. We will be removing some of the programming inside of you that will intentionally amplify the situation to create more energetic disturbances. And it's funny, when they channeled that, listen, I'm as guilty as the next person. How many times we sit there across from the child or the other family members, right? And they're like, oh yeah, you want it? Let's bring it on, right? And we just amplify that moment because we can, because they're not going to leave. So we're going to remove some of those triggers and that amplification, if you will, so that when they do show up in these situations, we react with more grace and flow. Okay, and here we go. Nothing you need to do. We're going to do it. And then we'll take a break. Paketika dotto di kanda kana katukada ba ka di diskuto uno to di kata ako dotto di notoria mai ti tani atani da diskuto ma pa pakenda ka kuno to ti kala kana to ti kiskadora to ano tani aka ma ani ani o ka ma me do roto ni aka ali ati ola di ni do di skini hari na ma bokori ma pa ya na tadi kito ko mo pa ani aka ani da ni to no skena roto no ti na tadi ni skida ola to ari ma pa aka ni adani da roto to ni ti skidi and ti kana ti to ko no to di ni skara ko no ama papi ando teniendo de no te de ko ada dari ana tadi ki niskdori ono to do apa ya ko mapi mapi gini ki ko ma papa ya ko ka papa ya ko ki la kare da ta ana de shikidia da ta rotori ya kare da kana tadi ko do niskdori ama papa yo no te ma ono da ado gini chishure ta ka te di ni to dori ono to de ko to te ama papi do ko roto to ti shaka de shikto. All right, everyone. Whenever you're ready, let's just take a 10-minute break. And we'll resume at 5 after. And then if there's anything you guys want to chat about, or in the meantime, just either raise your hand or pop them in the chat, and let's, yeah. So. This is when I wish I had some of the elevator on hold music, right? Or maybe like the Jeopardy theme song. Shukadori na mu ilakai kishini ako. Papa Pioko, Papa 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 Akako Kushoko Koreana Nisha. Then we're just talking. I'm so sleepy on that last one. That's great. By the way, if you guys do fall asleep, it's perfectly fine. You're still going to receive. You'll still hear it. You'll still have the replay. Okay? I won't take it personally. What do we have left here? Just to kind of give you guys a preview. We're going to be, I'm just talking, guys, just to talk. About releasing shame and guilt imprints, breaking generational trauma. We're going to go into the room of your programming, your room of your beliefs, the room of your triggers. Then we're going to go into cellular memory clearing. We're going to disable some DNA that doesn't suit you. We're going to remove epigenetic programming. We're going to remove misaligned chromosomes, dissolving depression and anxiety frequencies, releasing subconscious resistance to receive, facilitating inner peace and harmony. And then we have so much going on here. Then we're going to tune in the frequency of the energy bodies, the frequency of love. We're going to amplify and expand the heart chakra. We're going to add some protection around the heart chakra, the sacral, the root. We're going to find the love inside you, amplify it, and then we're going to move the frequency of Christ consciousness into your body. So just a few more things left. Doesn't less equal more? Oh, Elaine, no, it doesn't actually. Okay? We're going to give you more and more and more and more and more and more. So yes, less does not equal more. Not in this particular case. Wow, we have so much to do still. Wow, like I said, I was wondering if we're going to be able to do this in 3 hours. So bring Carol back in. Maybe you lost her there. Okay. Hi, Carol. I think you came in. All right. So drink some water, folks. We've got 3 more rooms, like I said, we're going to go into, and the rest of it is the team. Just moving the energy in the bodies. Oh, so I am curious, right? I mentioned in the beginning that even though we're removing this energy, that it may result in physical healing as removing the emotions, right? And I think, who was that on here? Someone was mentioning about the pain in their sacrum's almost gone. I'm curious, is anyone else having shifts in the physical body? It's just fun to talk about while we wait. Yeah, we actually removed that ancestral trauma, Peter, or it's not Peter. And Muriel, I'm sorry I get the names wrong. But we did. We actually went into the room with the ancestral connections in the beginning, right? And then we're actually going to, so the second one coming up, I'm doing the shame and guilt imprints, and then I'm removing some generational trauma patterns as well. So that's actually coming up very, very shortly. Yep. Stay tuned. Well, if you've got the energy work and meditations in the 3 days after, Tina, you do it. But listen, there's a general rule of thumb for everybody, right? When we have this intense energy work done, we should try to avoid other energy work, for 2 to 3 days afterwards to allow everything to process. But if you've got it scheduled, you've got it scheduled, right? But it's just a general rule of thumb. Totally up to you on how you approach that. These are all rules of thumb, right? So Peter feeling, or it's not Peter, I feel better already. I know, you are going to be Peter forever. Absolutely. Come on, we'll give it just a few more moments here. Yes, Elaine, I did catch your, I need a drink. I know what my lunch is going to be. Probably an espresso martini. Just throwing that out there. We all have our thing, right? So it's funny for me, my energy is always literally out of the body, always up there, right? And I need to ground, but I don't necessarily go outside to ground, right? So I'll have meat, right? I don't have this high vibrational diet that you would think I would be on. It's just the opposite. I'm trying to calm my physical body down because of the amount of energy that flows through it, right? It's intense. As I'm walking around or eating or whatever, I don't feel it in the body, but the moment I stop, I will feel my face starting to tingle. I feel it all the way. I do eat fruit, a juice. Yeah, eat fruit instead of coffee. I'm sorry if that's for me. So anyways, I'll feel my face get numb, and we've had the tingles on our body, right? When somebody works on us, or we get those goose pimples. I call them the tingles. For me, it literally starts in the center of the bone marrow, right? Through the entire body, and moves out. And again, my face will actually feel numb. This has been going on for 5 years, right? As soon as they started activating me, what they've been doing is they've been shifting the physical body to handle all these frequencies. They shifted the physical body to create that field around me, right? So to me, and they told me, had I received the level of energy I have right now, right in the beginning, I would have died. The physical body can't handle that much, so they have to keep just kind of popping it up, popping it up, popping it up. So, if I go on these high vibrational diets, it amplifies what I'm feeling inside, and I gotta tell you, it's kind of miserable to some degree as they keep changing me. So this time in the one-on-one sessions, is that my time in Germany? It confused me. I wasn't sure, so that's why I didn't book it yet. So the calendar that you book with will be in your time zone. Okay, and I know you're in Germany, so there might not be a lot of flexibility in the time. So if you want to drop me an email, I'll work outside the normal hours to accommodate you. You just won't be able to do it in the calendar, so you just let me know, okay? Yeah, absolutely. 2 more minutes here, and we're going to begin, or well, probably 1 more minute because I don't wait long. I'm the guy that doesn't enjoy waiting in the lines at the theme parks, right? Okay. The other thing I want to add is that if you guys need support after this, right, drop me an email. All right, I can work on you without having to connect with you. You don't have to have a session for me to work on you. And ironically, we're actually going to start doing some distant healing programs as well, right? So, I mean, I can do this 80 mile an hour going down the road texting. Well, maybe not texting. That's not in the recording. But anyways, the point is I can multitask and work with you. So just let me know if you have issues processing. All right, everyone get comfortable. Yeah, there'll be a replay. Absolutely. I'm going to pop it up on YouTube under an unlisted channel. So you won't see it on the YouTube, but you'll need that link. And then if you actually need the download, because that's the way you process better, fire off an email to me and I'll get you a Google Drive link to the actual download. And I should have that up today. All right, so now we're going to move on. We're going to just kind of continue on to releasing shame and guilt imprints. All right. And this is basically releasing energetic imprints of guilt and shame, which involves clearing inherited patterns and programming. Removing the old programs of how you respond when the shame or guilt experience shows up. Cool. Let me look at Leonis. The additional meditations you mentioned be in the Google Drive as well. No. Okay. You will just need to ask me for the heart healing meditation, which is an MP3. In fact, let me just, I will include the heart healing MP3 meditations, right, in the email I send out. However, for the river one that I just did, for the room of purity, I don't have that yet. Right, all I have is a document, and I got to tell you, I've actually never been successful reading a document while I'm trying to do the guided meditation. So that one's not ready. I will get that. I'll need to slice and dice that one, but I'll get you the other one. All right, here we go with the releasing the shame and guilt imprints. Dari shikatori no tori no te mapa yata ni kadi shikatori no tori no tori na tare ko no tori kara pe andari ko no shikati ko tori tori atari. Shaone mama yo nori mama yani ani ako. No tori no ti na dara yani shikatori no ta akra to shikatori no te ni kini ta ni dari and ta ti shikatori to mama yana ta yani shikari and tari larko to shirindi kari no tori mama yana ta ni shikatori no te ni shikatori to te mama yako. Papa 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 ya to te ti shikatori no tari and tori na tari ko shikatori mama no tori na ta ni shikatori no te na tari ma papa 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 kata kashikutu. Okay. Team's doing this one as well. We're just going to break some generational trauma patterns here. I actually don't have a description for that, which is fine. Hold on a minute. Nita den akini kene kara kene de kene de skudani to atari kiri atari kare de to nuti kene skudani kanate de roto de apa ende kare de nuti skudani ataro to de sku to de tikana kare ende tate kene to de no te ni skudoro to de ama papa yo to de to de de skoloto de ni arate de skudoro to de neta de aro de ni shiri de no de akamo kane kamare ke de shiri akare kare de to de skudio de to de no de ama pa yete kare de de skudori atari de skudori na tari kene de skudiri atari de skudiri di skuto to de ama moro tari shi kamo pokorioko. Mama yo noro toria karia kukushieta karataria diarataria nataria noro tori do no do de dienda de akaria maparia tariko no chicken shidi no kono dia toria mai morana mama andaria naria le go rola de riscatori napo bio koko shaka keke shaka diata ko korea mapayata. All right. Now we get to go into another room. We are going into your room of your programming. So let me explain what programming is. So we have programming in every cell of our subtle bodies, right? Physical, emotional, mental, etheric bodies. So these programs are designed to create the illusion of control. These programs can be beneficial or non-beneficial to the human experience that you desire. Often these programs are created due to the experiences that we encounter in life. But they can also be created from past lives, ancestors, karma, even multidimensional versions of ourselves. To change our programming, we need to find the program and then ask to be released and dissolved. So think of it like this. When we have situations that show up in our life, we react a certain way. Right? This is programming, and this is just how the body is configured, right? When we dissolve this programming that no longer serves us, when those situations show up again, we now have the ability to create a new program, right? So a program that might have been effective when we were 12 or 13 doesn't necessarily probably need to run when we're 60 or 70 or 80 or anywhere in between. So programs, let's just say they have a shelf life. And we're going to go ahead and just dissolve those programs to allow you to recreate one based on these higher frequencies that you're now going to be experiencing. Right? So again, this is the room of programming. Let me explain to what it's going to show up as. So it's going to be, again, a dark room. In the middle of this room, you're going to see a bright center pillar of source light. All right? And in a moment, what we're going to do here is we're going to ask to see the programming based on whatever it is, the sentence, the thing we ask. And you're going to see the programming show up as floating orbs, right? Just like we would see, oh, there's an orb in the house, right? Those were floating orbs. These are consciousnesses. These are the programs, excuse me. As these orbs fill the room, you're going to swat them into that light to be dissolved and transmuted. Okay? You can use a fly swatter, you can use your hand, you can use a blow dart. Listen, your creativity is important. But the idea is all the orbs, no matter how big or small or how many, you're just going to move them in until the room is clear. Okay? So go ahead and close your eyes. Drop in. Give me a moment, I need some water. Oh yeah, Jennifer, my shirt says, by the way, shine your light. I got that locally. Okay. Here we go. And I'll answer your question in a minute. Okay. Asked to be taken to the room of your programming. And then please visualize the dark room with that beautiful center pillar of bright light. And then please repeat after us. Please show me the programming that is responsible for or contributing to my fears, interfering with my relationships in an unhealthy way, or denying me the self-love I desire and deserve. Show this programming to me as floating conscious orbs in this room now. You know what to do, you know what to do. Gotta get rid of those orbs. Just clear the room. Keep cleaning it. Swat him around with a tennis racket. Okay. And when you're ready, we'll begin the next exercise. I think we're doing great in our time. Just 2 more rooms, folks, and then the team does their best. Thank you, Jennifer. So we're going to move into your beliefs, the room of your beliefs. So we constantly program ourselves into believing in a certain narrative. So this narrative is often created to provide safety and shelter from the emotions themselves rather than real life body harm. So take the belief of abundance, or the belief that you cannot receive abundance or keep abundance. The belief system creates the energy interference that prevents your highest timeline to arrive in any scenario. These beliefs need to be removed so that energetic influences of a self-limiting belief no longer interferes with your best life from showing up. You have the capacity to create anything, and the self-limiting beliefs interfere with your ability to create. So let me explain a little bit more about this. This is from my Library of Creation document, right? So you can think of your belief system as a series of programs that run every time we encounter a belief. It's, again, a preconceived thought or opinion, a physical reaction or instant emotion that is felt when that moment the condition arrives. So it's the energy of the belief that triggers our responses, right? We call this energy interference because it's interfering with how we prefer to respond in the situation. So they're reminding me, it's almost like the idea of judgment, right? And I'm going to make this up, guys, just because it's an example. We see some guy walking down the street with baggy pants, we have a judgment. We see someone driving a rusty car, we have a judgment. This is just the human thing, and I'm not trying to say it's the bad judgment, but it's a judgment. A judgment is a belief. And it could be a self-limiting belief because that guy in baggy pants could be a billionaire. And that rusty car, who knows, maybe it's a rental because his Mercedes is being worked on. Who knows, who cares? But these are self-limiting beliefs. So we're going to work on those self-limiting beliefs of ourselves. Okay? So we're going to go ahead and just close your eyes. Ask to be taken to the room of your self-limiting beliefs. This, again, is a black room. You may or may not notice objects floating around. What I'd like you to do is I'd like you to locate the white altar in the room, and please sit down next to it. And I'd like you to ask the room for this. Please show me the objects that represent my self-limiting beliefs in my relationships, my ability to receive from others, and my self-limiting beliefs around my own self-love and purpose. Please show these to me as objects on this altar now. And just like the room of the childhood memories, you're going to give that object love, appreciation, gratitude. And when you're ready, please notice the window or the portal directly behind that object. And when you're ready, you will grab that object and you will toss it through that window or that portal and immediately close it. Take your time. And when there are no more objects, you can open your eyes. Okay. We're going to move into the final room in the library, but not the final thing for today, by no means. Just the last thing that I'm going to ask you to do. This is going to be your room of triggers. Let me explain. You can think of energy interference. Oh, that's funny. Not a type word in the altar. You can think of energy interference as a program that runs to target a certain frequency bands. Programs can be created, modified, and dismantled. We dealt with programs a moment ago. But let's take fear for an example. When the body's senses detect a fearful situation, it activates the sympathetic nervous fight or flight, right? Which then notifies the rest of the body in a near instant simultaneous response of protection in every cell of the body. That's a program, right? I want you to think of the fear as a response to a trigger. The trigger is a program that has the job of creating a desired response when the condition of a trigger is present. So let me explain. So perhaps you're fearful of snakes. The trigger is a snake, right? If the snake wasn't a trigger, then the program of fear wouldn't be executed when you saw a snake, right? You might think it's a nice pet. So the trigger, right, is the snake in this particular case. So we're going to ask to remove those triggers in life, those things that create that near instant response, right? So here we go. Again, this is going to be a dark room, just to kind of give you the heads up. It's going to be another dark room, right? And you're going to see your hologram floating in front of you. And then you're going to ask to see the triggers that are responsible for something, all right? And you're going to find objects that are connected to the hologram. Pull those objects off, throw them out the window, throw them out the door, throw them out of a portal, whatever has to be done, but the idea is to get these objects off of you, okay? We're going to remove the triggers, dispose of them as you would like. So, Go ahead and close your eyes, please. And ask to be taken to the room of your triggers. A beautiful, dark room. Please visualize your hologram in front of you. And then ask for this, please. Repeat. Please show me the triggers that are connected to my relationship trauma, fears, judgment, shame, embarrassment, anger, frustration, or low self-worth. Please show these to me as objects connected to my holographic body now. You know what to do with those. Dispose of them of any way you'd like to dispose of them. We light the portal ourselves. Close it when you're done. You can come out of that room when you're ready. Jennifer, I see your comments in there, but there's probably a little bit more to get into with that. We can connect offline. All right. The team is going to be doing the rest for you. So we just want you to relax. One of the things that I do recommend is just to kind of sit there with your eyes closed in that dark room. And for the remainder of the time, I just want you to visualize the stars, the universe, the planets, okay? Just get comfortable in that room, just visualizing space, the universe. But I want you to allow whatever to show up, to show up. Allow your creativity just to take flight. And allow your team, the universe, God, to show you whatever you need today. And perhaps they're going to show you a nap, right? Or perhaps they're going to show you a planet. Who knows? Everyone just get comfortable. And I'm going to kind of continue through the rest of this. First thing the team's going to work on is your cellular memory clearing. So as we experience life, we store those memories, those moments in our cellular membranes in other locations of the body. So all too often the experience that we store are those that represent our lower moments in life. Tragic loss, abuse, lack of love, humiliation, desperation, and even those moments where we make decisions out of desperation. These moments as an overall collective of moments help shape who we are emotionally and psychologically. We will be removing the energetic charge to those moments that don't serve you. Nothing you need to do, just hang out in that universe of yours. Please stay there with your eyes closed. We're going to disable DNA strands that are not contributing to your highest frequency of self-love. Let us explain. While everyone wants to activate their DNA strands, few realize that the DNA strands give you access to all of your existence. All of your existence is stored in those strands. Often we are so excited to activate more and more that we fail to realize that some of our existences don't contribute to the highest vibratory desire of self-love. Love in general, as it wasn't part of those existences. This activation will simply deactivate those DNA strands, which by no awareness of your own has turned on frequencies that don't add to your experience and can bring a lower vibratory harmonics that appear as low self-worth or no love for oneself. This doesn't negate your experiences, but it simply turns them off so you can continue to expand to your highest potential in this human experience. Shariati ala kariano koriono de nialarema mayala kishiro to yamabakaya kiyoshokoriono. Kila karia nari niamoya nagini jiliani di lileria di lala roshkorloti yamakreati ala to shokotori yamaporo shorioto. Kurkorotorio lani mara tela di shilare oratoria nakane ala di shiniti ala kale di shkodori and rotini shkodori nitiri nakola mari in shkodori di tereshkoto to komok sharia. Natariga nitrikani shikarati ganara to shkodori merotiri to shkodori and to Kodishki Kararia Mariana Shkodori and the American Indian chicken and the Mario de Shikara the Shkodri to Genetic Shamakara Shkuru Rambodio. Kuremano Variantari and Ishkidari and Aria Shudia. The Tadishkadari no Raporo Shodori and Tokutoku the Parikati Dishkiti and Natari and the Tikuturia Mapa. Go ahead and stay in that room. We're just going to continue. We're going to remove epigenetic programming. As we move through this life, we define our existences based on our experience, our observation, and awareness of the world around us, especially at a younger age. We unintentionally and behind the scenes create our persona, how we will react and interact with the world. Some call these our epigenetics. We call this environmental programming based on what we see, feel, and experience. Life doesn't have to be defined by these. At this time, we will be removing the epigenetic programming that you are not in line with. This will give you a clean slate, an opportunity to view and experience the world through a new lens and reprogram your experience. Are you ready to redefine yourself? Sharakaria Doria Noria Mabayakini Todiana Tedishin Dorino Tedikorganini Kariana Adina Kanan de Lochakatama Pokorkamapa and the Dariana Dariana Tadigo Torino Tedina Tikishkadariga Doria Mama Rotoriana Tadishkadiata. The Tarigan the Torigo Notaria Torkashi, Dokaria Tishkania, Tarkashitarico Dodi, Nedebani, Tariganatini, Toronto, Tiganatariana Tariana Tariga the Tikishkadara, Toria Mapa, Mami and the Tariganorica Jacarario, Tariana Tarigara, Ariga, the Shikadarica, Koramari, and the Dikishkadarico Notorina. Bariolare Aria, she Ratariana, Roni, and Daranaro, Nina Marianaka, Mapayo Komokoya Baba. Mapayo Scodorio, the Dercaneta, can take a good Caneta, Comocana, Canakinia, Canacan, Scodoria, Mocarian, and Nicatic Churio, Arcadota, Tony, Dignity, and Tatiniti, Caneta, Caricadata, Tajixtato. Moving right along, we are going to remove misaligned chromosomes affecting emotional and chemicals in the body. Our chromosomes dictate how our physical body is supposed to operate. Our chromosomes, while being directly programmed from our DNA, can also be dramatically impacted and modified by our environment and our thoughts and our beliefs. We will be resetting those chromosomes that no longer contribute to your highest physical and emotional expression. We will switch the programming in such a way that you will begin to feel different, feel alive, feel energetic, and ready to take on whatever life throws at you from a physical interpretation of the environment around you. Imagine no longer feeling a victim of your genetic programming, but finally in charge of your body and its presentation. Maratorio no coriotorio neci ara caneto scudo no torio no torio tarca de scudoria torio no torio maria tatica di scuderia no torio no torio to no da mara de scudo no torio rotorio da arca di scudo torio no torio di ara torio di scudoria no torio na ara di scuderia de no torio di scudo torio ma baba yano de mania de rotorio di scuderia no de rataria de scudo scudo. Stay in the room, please, in your universe. We're going to be working on depression, dissolving depression and anxiety frequencies. As we experience depression and anxiety moments in our life, we begin to create programs. And once this program is created, it's easy to access and relive the emotion and the experience of depression and anxiety. It's no different than creating a program on a computer that takes months and months to develop, but that once it's done, it's readily available. In life, we constantly create our own programming, and we find safety, or a harbor in a storm, if you will, when an experience shows up in life. It's easy to fall back into the state of depression or anxiety once we created that program inside of us. This activation will begin to dissolve that programming. We do caution you that if you force yourself to experience depression or force yourself to experience anxiety in any situation, you will easily recreate those programs again. Think of the concept of moving a program into the trash bucket of your computer. Easy to recover that trash program if you really desire it. Nothing you need to do. Boko to arati ta kayani karikania kanini ka kirina natani kariani tariani arari tarian tarika de to show do nema por cororian to papa yoko no torini ta de nata de onto te apa por yo hote de nandini tanikana kanaka to do nich dor cororo to ya apa ta ani ata indidish do to de nata de neta de dish de no to toriata. Shalia Moria de Macoria Haraloria Taria Nusratiri Hanampana Canea de Notario Hore Shokorini Torco Notorio Taria Mapa Karakari Nishikuri no Tornotoria Taria Mapa Yaneta Nishikiri and Donio Karma para Karaka de Shokorio no Poyoto. Torio Notari Nitari and Apariotoria Papia Kaki Shokori Kriama Porotari Nita Kanyaka Mokuni being in the Dinata Kunuti and Dario no show to the near the Nita the Nishikari Nita Tatatishia to Koreama Pokoriapa. Stay in that room. Now we're going to release the subconscious resistance to self-love. How many times in life were you told to put others before yourself? Your children, your spouse, your parent needs and desires. How many times in life were you told to put yourself first? As they say, put the mask on you first when the plane is going down before you help others. So you can help others. This is the same concept. Throughout life, we have put others before ourselves, drowning out the importance of me first. This activation is reclaiming the importance of self-love for you first. Love yourself so you can naturally express love to the world. Shikadere and Yetariano Korisho, Kayanetia, Mapa Koriaki, and Aleata, and the other show to Kabakayatia, Kariana, Doria, Kayania, Nishi, Nur, Duki, Mapa Korakakia, Karakanakuro, Shoro, Notori, Mapa Akiata, Kilini, Torunuti, Antania, Kayakara, Aroto, Torini, Deniata, Didishitu, Kuriodo, Babiaka, Mapabio, to the Dati, that the Nishi, Laria, Laria, Natari, Nishini, Didikoto, Kodia, Papa Korika, Mapalini, Deniata. And they're reminding you that the word me is not a four-letter word. It's okay to put you first. Kishikadori kunotaria notaria narataria nechikiniata mapayaka mapakaya ni kira kurkoneka aliata aliati ada adiate nishin urioko kayambarayata aria arioto koriono toriano kama papa areshaka koriata. Keep your eyes closed. Stay in the room. We're now going to work on releasing the subconscious resistance to receiving love from others. When I make the statement that you're selfish, how does that make you feel deep inside? Guilty? Shameful? Like you committed some human crime of a desire to take care of yourself first? Receiving from others is a similar concept. The idea of taking, stealing, or receiving from others isn't acceptable in normal situations. It's as if we deny love from the world because we would then be shown as weak, unable to support ourselves emotionally in circumstances. This is so far away from the core truth that when we accept love from others, we are telling the universe we are ready to evolve, to reciprocate and receive. The universe wants to give you the best of the best, but when we say no, when we tell the universe no, and eventually, like all relationships, we keep repeating no, no, no over and over, the world, the universe listens. We're going to reset that and allow everything to arrive for you. The love from the others. Shariatoria nikaria nindirio shokoria maili niato koshiato. Kilekaria targato shorataya niakai mopaya niata nishi niato. Kusho kurio notia nataria naparotore niata tataria natari nishiato. Manilare notorio notori nishi la caria nataria notorio shorotoria nataria naria noria mashia kaya kili shiata. Shikatani dana to konotoria maki akorkamaki nikonokanti nikanishkolotoria nitaria shiktiatoria natabaya nakaniatic notorio notia skolare taria nitaria notorikishkodia mapokora kapaki akaya. Karakandakanikondoria netiskolotorio notini shiditi nitutuno to Dakarokana and Dikanishkadani notorino shodaria mabayokoria mabaya daria karia. Clara taria nataria notorio doskadara mobile non maria dishkodoria nataria natutoria mabayaka. Papa Yoko could and Kaniata Karikandarka Netikashia Tariganotoria and Tatakoreta Tatarikachi to come up Papa Toria Daria. I receive, I receive, I receive. Keep your eyes closed. Facilitating inner peace and harmony. There is beauty in stillness. Imagine sitting on the beach with absolute stillness in the beautiful waters. This stillness allows us to see the beauty in every ripple, every action, every experience. The world is chaos, and this can be defined as the long checkout lines in the grocery store, all the way to the political, to the geo, and even the galactic activity. Chaos is everywhere. It's time to reset the chaos, to allow you to see and feel the beauty of every moment in life. Every ripple in that calm water can offer an amazing experience for you. Let's reset how you react to the world and rediscover that inner peace, the calmness inside of you. Sharia cario notoriota pocoya caria na iniaco toliata teodorio dono de shaka macoria camaya de aniata new shokorono de anacari and dianardania shadori notoria notoria maco shokoto copacariata. Naradataria no shukunuti notoria macaria caracaracanish niti nishinitari and the terconotoria maprotoria nateri nishini de roratoria maporotoria no shiatoria mapayato. Maria Lario Riashoria Mama Koshuni na Mama Yono to Liadaria Tini Shil como Boyo Kamaya Nia. Aliaratini and no Shuro no Korea Kama Moyo Korean no de Ama Pakoyako, Korokorea Papa Korean Ania Tani Shuruno de Korean Kamabaya Kania Dania Onia Daria Nedalishoto to Shurioto, Toto de Antini Shika, Laradia Rataria no Tonia Peshuko, Kokoshako to Konoto de Aniti. Me paioko pama omabiaka kani ni iti ni tali ni turu shudo ya kore kani intare kare kare koro no shudo ni kanama o shaka ya kia kiri kiri no tore no tore no tore amba pa ora tari na tali ni shigadi no koma papi akone apa papa yashukoto. You stay in the room, please. Keep your eyes closed. We are now moving into the third part and the final part of today, which is the rise in love. Raising your frequency. Nothing you need to do. Many of these don't have channeled messages. Just allow the team to work on the body. We're going to tune the frequency of your energy bodies to that frequency of love within you. Malare retaria rataria di sherataria naria la scoria mabria naria ni sherotoria ka kiri daria daria doscoria mabio doria nereta scare arrotario no doria naria rataria codoshino ma pateco docni dice che ti tascare o bocco scare nataria tariscotoria moto come poro papaka ala che ne conia che niaka a crociata rocunu kiniari nia kinia trati sha o coreata. Stay in the room. Close your eyes. Now we're going to expand and amplify the heart chakra frequency of self-love. Shakarianta di Nataria Maparata di Sharia Nataria Nataria Neshkadaria Orataria Nataria Nishkadori no Daria Nataria Dedina Todo Nataria 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 Nabaria Daria Nataria Nishidaria Doria Maparotoria Nataria Monodorino to Shkorotorio Notari Nataria Rataria Ratoria Daria Nishkadaria Notaria Noria Maparataria Rataria Rataria Nataria Notaria Nataria Nishkadaria Ratorio Nishkadar Homokora Parashati Ninia Tataria. Stay in the room, eyes closed. We're now going to move to adding protection and shielding around your heart chakra. So this activation will help ground or release heart-based trauma as you experience it. But rather than holding on to that energetically charged trauma indefinitely, you'll be able to process the event and allow the energy to flow out of you. Eyes closed, stay in the room. Using the sacral chakra, same thing. Same thing for the root chakra. Stay in the room, eyes closed. And they're asking me to do the solar plexus as well now. Hold on. Stay eyes closed, stay in the room. Folks, we are nearly done. Two more. I'm just going to go ahead and amplify the frequency of love inside you. Hold on. Shoryoto kiamari areako kolia laria naria nianaria nishia ko diamamuyoto. Kare kare anatari anitrisha karia kalara tari anitri aniti nishiria nidiri shodorotorio notaria kara kanakana shiria taria. Borio no shalaria tari aniti nishiri nudu no diamoporotoria kare arataria narataria nishiria toriko no dianatori nushorotoria mapayoto. And last but not least, the team's going to be vibrating your heart at a higher frequency using the Christ consciousness energy to align you to your true north, pointing your heart home to that mysterious place you're searching for. Nuriani alaro torio rotorio donia tamomo donia nia diariani juroriania dangialaria shu. Morlo turliatar rotorio torio no cariatari nishi and nati nishirio no shu kurushu no dio no shu maliarati araria torio noriatari nishiata kiata. Kinisho Doria Nianaria Nario Nuni Amario Doria Niati Arashiata Miakari ni Rateria Taria Tarata Ratarata Rashi Noria Nania Shoto Poyoto. You guys can come out of that when you're all done. The syllabus is complete. Everyone feeling all right? Any comments you want to throw in the chat window? That'd be wonderful. I'm going to need a couple hours for the replay to get that to everybody. And I'm telling you, drink lots of water, right? And take care of yourself. You're going to notice weirdness over the next few days. You may feel the energy moving through the body. The world may show up different, right? And you will notice what you notice, all right? The one thing I do ask is share my name, right? Share my name with whoever you think could benefit from my sessions or these things, right? But if anybody wants to chat, listen, by the way, we're 10 minutes early, which is really funny because it was 12 pages of stuff we just went through. And I kept thinking, geez, this was going to be 4 hours. I'm not going to be able to get it all done. And honestly, had we not taken those breaks, we'd been right on time, which is funny how the team does that, right? So, but beyond that, yeah. I'm reading the comments over here. Yes, Patricia, regarding the, we're going to upload to YouTube first, right? And then you can listen to it there. But if you still need the Google Drive, let me know. But you're distracted, so I'm looking at Debbie's, right? Distracted by the pain in my neck and upper back. Did everything still work? Of course it did. The pain is the movement of energy in the body. It sucks, right? How many people have actually worked out without pain in the muscle? Maybe it's not the same thing, but pretty similar, right? We're removing the energy out of the body, and it's going to find whatever it can to go. And you may be miserable for 24 hours. You may find yourself angry at the world, crying, sleeping forever, not able to sleep. These are just the way that you express the energy leaving the body. Take care of yourself, shower, ground, take yourself an Epsom salt bath. Everyone has a process, right? But don't beat yourself up because of the way you react. It is just how you remove things. Can we do a weight release that will make us live in our bodies? Well, this is kind of that. So I just got a message from one of the things asking about a weight release, which is fine. And it's funny because what happens here, one, they've never given me codes for people to lose weight. It is what it is. But what happens is as you start releasing that emotional baggage, using the bunny ears, right? Releasing all those things inside of you, the weight seems to come off. I get reports of this all the time, which I find fascinating, right? So no, there's no, to my knowledge, special code, light language to boom, put us back into what we looked like when we were young. But no, no, definitely not. So this is a great question. I apologize. I'm going down to Grace's. Says, can we ask the team how to use the best affirmations and how we make them more effective? I don't have esoteric knowledge, and the team doesn't channel esoteric knowledge, right? We're not going to tell you how to do a moon ritual or how again, right? I just don't know, to bless the crystal water, the sun water, right? These things, right? What the team will always tell you is if it feels right inside of you, you're doing it right. And if you have affirmations that say, I'm loved, I'm loved, I'm loved, you're looking in the mirror every morning, do it. But there's nothing you have to do. We want to recognize that there's no ritual you have to do in order to express or to feel the thing that you desire. It's the process of stepping up and doing it that is actually beneficial. It is not that you say a certain word so many times, and maybe that's the way you need to program yourself. But the reality is, the reality is just showing up. Knowing whatever you're stating inside of you is accurate and true is enough. We hope that made sense. Okay, this is interesting. I should let them talk more often. So yeah, amazing experience. Thank you very much. The whole computer just reset. So cool. Yeah. Listen, I appreciate all of you. I absolutely do. And thank you for showing up. And remember, if you booked the VIP and you haven't set an appointment with me or you're confused, just reach out and I'll walk you through the process and we'll get you on the schedule as you feel appropriate. But yeah, that's it, folks. Just, do me a favor and share my name. That's all I'm asking. And just tell them to go ahead and go to the website. Just sign up for the newsletter. They'll get all this stuff. Bye, everyone. Oh, I'm 7 minutes short. Don't want to cut anybody. I'm kidding. I think we're all good, right? I think we're good. You guys have a beautiful day. Enjoy your evening. And, sleep well and enjoy. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye, Lanny.
See her. See you later.
Yes, you will.
Ken.
Thanks for sharing love, Ken. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye, Jennifer.
Bye.
Bye,
Bless
Jen.
Bye,
you.
Jody.
Bye, everybody.
Love you guys. Bye-bye.
Bye, Bye, Stacy.
All right. Shutting everything down. Good night.